Welcome back to Zenith Lifestyle. I'm Glenn. So today we're going to talk about reasons why you should not go vegan, and there's plenty of them. So we're just going to list them out, go through a few of these ideas why we shouldn't go vegan. It's not healthy. It's not going to do anything for your health going vegan. For example, tobacco, smoking, that's vegan, that's not healthy. A lot of alcohol, most of them are vegan, some have got animal products, but alcohol, that's vegan, but that's clearly not healthy. Olive oil, vegetable oil, any oil you like, they're vegan, they're not healthy. A lot of refined products, cakes and biscuits, potato chips, they're all vegan. Salted potato chips, they're vegan. Definitely not healthy to eat. We talk about beans. Beans are vegan. Apparently got lectins. You don't want that, so you don't want to be eating that. So there's another reason not to go vegan. Phytoestrogens. Apparently they're worse than real estrogens. Apparently phytoestrogens are worse than the real sex steroids that are in milk. So you don't want to be consuming any food with those phytoestrogens. There's a good reason not to go vegan because of that. What else? Cocaine, I suppose. Heroin. Marijuana. They're all vegan. So we could design a diet. Coca-Cola, cigarettes, potato chips, Oreos, a few other bits and pieces, it's all vegan. Certainly not a reason to go vegan, certainly not healthy. So I don't recommend going vegan at all. In fact, I'd steer right away from that. Unless of course you're going vegan for the ethical reasons and you're not worried about your health, well then it doesn't matter. Because the ethical reasons are very strong, good reasons to go vegan. Because of what's done to animals, animal cruelty, the destruction of the environment, 51% of the destruction of the environment, it's through animal agriculture. Another good reason not to go vegan, GMO crops. Apparently we're eating GMO soy, GMO corn. Apparently vegans are eating that. 2% of the population, all of that stuff's being grown for vegans for 2% of the population. The rest of people wouldn't eat that stuff. But then if you looked at the science of the studies, over 80% of those crops are grown and fed to animals. So if you're eating animals, you're eating the products of a GMO crop. And I would say that most vegans would avoid any food that's GMO. But carrying on, reasons why we shouldn't be vegan. You can clearly see already I've highlighted a lot of reasons why you shouldn't be vegan. Probably the biggest reason that comes to mind that most of you probably already know and are wondering, protein. I don't know where it is. Is it over there? Is it over there? Is it in the air? Where do you get your protein? I don't know. That's definitely a reason not to go vegan, but don't tell anyone, because protein. Apparently protein only exists in animal food. But wait. Where does the animal get the protein? Does he magically make it? Mr. Magic Cow making his magic protein. Clearly that's ridiculous. Protein is amino acids. Amino acids come from all the plants. And what do the animals eat? The animals that we eat, I should say, like cows and pigs, chooks. They're fed plants to get the amino acids to make their protein. So protein, clearly not a reason to say you can't go vegan. But wait, B12. Oh my gosh, B12. B12, it's in beef. You've got to have some beef to get B12, because that's one of those magical vitamins that only the animal makes. But wait, B12 is a bacteria that comes from the soil. Yes, that's right, it's not magically made in animals. B12 comes from the soil and it's in the water. And as you would have heard 1,000 times, you could just go and eat some dirt or drink some river water or leave the dirt on your vegetables and get some B12, but obviously there's hygiene problems with that, so we're better off to eat some clean food and drink clean water. Just take a B12 supplement, because remember, they've been fortifying foods with B12 for 50 years, and we inject B12 into animals and we give them B12 supplements. So that's that reason why you don't have to worry about B12. But on the other hand, if you were going to go vegan, but predominantly whole food, plant-based, so that means we're cutting out the processed foods. Oh wait, I forgot. That's a reason not to go vegan. Carbs. Watch out for those carbs. Carbs are going to make you fat. I mean, man, look at the fat on me. I'm just so fat. It's all those carbs I eat. Another reason shouldn't go vegan, carbs. But, as I said, if we were whole food, plant-based vegan, carbs is predominantly what you're eating. Carbohydrates from the fruits and vegetables. Unrefined. Unrefined, not like grains that they refine into white flour and turn into cake and biscuit and pastry and make a pizza with, and donuts. They're the carbs you don't want. They're refined, they're white flour, they're devoid of basically all nutrition. They end up as just a simple carbohydrate instead of a complex carbohydrate. So simple carbohydrate is just sugar. Complex carbohydrate is the long chains of sugars. Simple carbohydrates is broken down just to simple sugars. All the nutrition's basically gone, devoid. As I say, the whiter the bread, the sooner you're dead, and that goes for any of those refined products. Doesn't matter whether it's white bread or cake or donuts. That's refined carbohydrates. We're talking about whole food, plant-based carbohydrates. They're still intact, full structure. They've got their fibre, they've got the minerals, they've got all the vitamins, amino acids to make up your proteins, photo something, can't think of the word, but it's in there. Photo something, I'll think of it later. But it's in there. You haven't refined it, you haven't killed it, you haven't crushed it out of it. You know, there's a big difference between rolled oats that have been ground and heated and pressed and whatever to groats, which is the whole oat. A huge difference. So, yes, go vegan. Reduce your impact on the environment, reduce your impact on animals. And if that's all you want to do it for, that's an admirable reason. No reason to not do that. But if you also want to do it for health, well then whole food, plant-based. And sure, you can have a little bit of the refined stuff, so a bit of a treat here and there. That's not going to hurt, but you don't want that to be the predominant part of your diet. You want to get the whole foods, the whole fruits, the whole berries, your beans, your mushrooms. Eat them as they're supposed to be. Some people go for a raw diet, some people go for a raw and cooked diet. It doesn't matter. Some people just eat fruit. It doesn't matter, it's what you like, what you want to do. I mean, there's advantages and disadvantages to cooking foods. Some foods give you more nutrition when you cook it, such as sweet potatoes and tomatoes. And then other foods, you lose nutrition when you cook them. You lose the vitamins into the water. they retain more minerals, but you do lose minerals, but you lose a lot of your vitamins when you heat them up too much. So if you don't heat your stuff to over 40 degrees C, you lose less of your nutrition, lose less of your vitamins, lose less of your minerals. If you can eat most of your stuff raw, it's better. And then even sprouting food is even better. Sprouting beans like mung beans, wheat seeds, broccoli seeds, you can sprout that and get even a lot more benefit out of it. So a combination of all of the stuff. So you're getting a nice wide range, a diverse diet, not restricting yourself. If you want to have just straight raw food, that's fine. If you want to have just straight fruit diet, if you're happy with that, that's fine. But if you want to have more of a encompassing diet with more foods, well then you can have a combination of raw and cooked. I could certainly understand in colder countries eating just raw would be quite hard, but then in hotter climates a raw food, especially fruits, would be better, be more cooling. So at the end of the day, going vegan is a fantastic thing to do, and if you want to make it ethical, that's all you need to worry about. But if you want to be ethical and think about your health and your long-term impact on your life and how you're going to feel when you get older, well, a whole food plant-based one is shown to be much more healthy than a junk food vegan diet. So when people say they're vegan, all they're telling you is what their philosophy is and maybe what they don't eat in the way of animal products, but they're not really talking about what they do eat. So you could break that down a bit, be a whole food plant-based vegan, but there's no need to be. You can be whatever style you like, follow whatever food style in there you like. There's no rules. It's up to your personal preference. A whole food plant-based diet is the only diet that's been shown to prevent, reverse cardiovascular disease. As you can see with the graphs easily brought up on Google, where they show the arteries closed up or almost closed up, and then 18 months later down the track, 3 years later down the track, opened up. Reversal of vascular sclerosis just through a whole food plant-based diet. People sort of demonise refined sugar, white sugar. Now I don't eat added sugar or make sure that any products I do buy don't have sugar in it, because it's a very high calorie and zero nutrition. But remember, we've got Dr. Walter Kempner. He reversed type 2 diabetes for many decades with a diet of just white rice, refined sugar and some dried fruit. They had cases of people that were basically blind because the arteries and the veins in their eyes had all clogged up, and reversed that and opened those veins up and restored their vision. So sugar is probably not the demon, but it's certainly not good to have. I think it's a gram of sugar can stop you from burning fat for up to 24 hours. So if you're looking for weight loss, it's probably not the best thing to be having in your diet. It's also adding a lot of extra calories without the nutrition and without the long-term sustainability of energy, whereas something with fibre, high in fibre and high in all those nutrients and lower in calories, but gives you a very good range of nutrients and minerals, will keep you going for a lot longer than what just white sugar would. But like I said, there's no rules. It's what you like. If you like a bit of salt, if you like a bit of sugar, if you want to use your oil, that's fine. But if you want to be more healthy and increase your longevity and to have a longer, healthier, happier life, there are some options there that you can look at. So SOS, salt, oil and sugar. But anyway, it's your journey and you can work your way through it and pick and choose what parts you like. In the end, you're doing everything better. Better for yourself, better for the environment, and better for the animals. Better for our future generation. So remember, if you don't look after your health now, it won't look after you later. See you in the next video.